Although hundreds of military satellites are loitering around the Earth, numerous efforts have been made to address them if situations arise to counterbalance their presence. As I mentioned in the last video, the next one will be part 2 of military satellites. In today's content, we will discuss anti-satellite weapons, which underscores the strategic importance of such capabilities. In fact, this initiative began long ago in the 1950s and 1960s era by American and Soviet defense planners. The advancements in modern warfare technology, particularly the development and proliferation of anti-satellite weapons, in short ASAT, have reached unprecedented levels. In 2019, India joined the ranks of nations capable of disabling enemy satellites, becoming the 4th country to do so. However, the development of anti-satellite technology has a long history, with its origin tracing back to the Cold War. Before we recap the history of ASAT weapons, let's delve into their role first. Jai Hind dosto, this is Prajesh and you are watching AirPra. Here we go. Anti-satellite weapons are designed to disable or destroy satellites in orbit, serving strategic military and geopolitical objectives. They underscores the importance of controlling space and denying adversaries access to satellite-based information and resources. These weapons vary widely in technology and deployment methods, ranging from ground-based missiles to directed energy weapons and co-orbital platforms. ASAT capabilities are mostly designed as kinetic kill vehicles that physically collide with satellites, sometimes equipped with small fragmentation warheads with active radar proximity fuses to disrupt their functionality completely. Anti-satellite weapons serve multiple strategic roles, such as defending against an adversary's space-based and nuclear weapons, enhancing the effectiveness of a nuclear first strike, countering an adversary's anti-ballistic missile defense system, serving as an asymmetric response to technologically superior adversaries, and functioning as a counter-value weapons. The development and deployment of ASAT weapons reflect a growing concern over the vulnerability of space-based assets and the potential for adversaries to disrupt critical communication, navigation, and surveillance capabilities. While no ASAT system has yet been utilized in warfare, countries like the United States, China, Russia, and India have successfully shot down their satellites to demonstrate their ASAT capabilities as a show of force. Additionally, ASATs can be useful for removing decommissioned satellites from orbit. However, deploying ASAT weapons also raises concerns regarding space debris and the long-term sustainability of space operations. Debris created by ASAT activities pose a risk to other satellites and spacecraft, potentially causing collisions and further accumulation of space debris. Since the 1950s, the United States has developed and tested anti-satellite weapons, starting with ground and air-launched missile interceptors. Research also explored directed energy weapons, including a 1968 proposal from Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory for an X-ray laser powered by nuclear explosions. This concept involved a satellite with a fixed laser and a movable mirror for targeting. However, the X-ray laser system was discontinued in 1977. In 1985, a crash program was launched by modifying an AGM-69 SRAM missile into an ASM-135 ASAT missile, which was integrated into a modified F-15 Eagle. Due to its size, the missile was positioned under the center fuselage section. Additionally, the F-15's guidance system was adjusted for the ASAT mission, providing directional cues via the pilot's head-up display and enabling mid-course updates through a data link. At approximately 38,000 feet, the F-15 launched the missile vertically, successfully neutralizing a target satellite in low Earth orbit, in short LEO. After achieving success, the program was terminated in 1988. Another successful notable test involved USA-193, a US reconnaissance satellite launched in December 2006, which stopped working about a month later. In February 2008, the US Navy used a ship-fired RIM-161 Standard Missile 3 version to destroy the satellite about 247 km, which is 153 miles above the Pacific Ocean in Operation Burn Thrust. Although there were numerous attempts made since the Cold War with different ideas and innovations, only a few were successful. By gaining sufficient knowledge about the development and usage of ASAT weapons, the United States ceased testing direct ascent anti-satellite missiles in 2022, satisfied with their capability to destroy satellites in orbit. The Soviet Union began developing anti-satellite weapons in the 1960s, driven by Cold War competition with the United States. Their efforts initially focused on co-orbital systems designed to meet and disable enemy satellites by gradually approaching their targets and then detonating a shrapnel warhead close enough to disable these satellites. In March 1961, Soviet defense planners approved an anti-satellite project under the Istrebitel Sputnikov, in short IS program, meaning destroyer of satellites. In 1968, the Soviet Union successfully tested its first co-orbital ASAT system on Cosmos 249. Demonstrating its capability to intercept and destroy satellites in low Earth orbit. A total of 23 launches were identified as part of the IS test series, and the system was declared operational in February 1973. Interestingly, in the early 1980s, the Soviet Union began developing a counterpart to the US air-launched ASAT system used by the F-15. They modified at least 6 MiG-31D Foxhounds as launch platforms for the program known as 30P6 Contact. Additionally, the IS system was upgraded to target satellites at higher altitudes. However, due to budgetary issues in 1983, the 4th General Secretary of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union halted all IS testing indefinitely. After the Soviet Union's dissolution in August 2009, the Russian Air Force Commander-in-Chief announced the revival of the ASAT program. The Sokol Echelon, a laser system prototype based on the Bereev A-60 aircraft, resumed development in 2012. Based on reports, in September 2018, a new ASAT missile was observed on a MiG-31 Foxhound. As part of their recent developments in November 2021, Russia successfully tested a ground-based anti-satellite missile, destroying the Cosmos 1408 satellite. According to reports, Russia has been developing various anti-satellite systems capabilities. These include co-orbital ASAT weapons designed for use in the geostationary orbit, where many military command and control satellites are positioned. Additionally, Russia is exploring ground-based lasers and a satellite jamming system to disrupt and diminish the effectiveness of satellite-dependent weaponry. China has been developing technologies for anti-satellite weaponry since 1964, with significant advancements observed in recent decades. In 2007, China conducted a widely publicized test using a ground-launched SC-19 ASAT missile equipped with a kinetic kill warhead to destroy one of its non-functional weather satellites, resulting in substantial space debris. As a result, the detonation alone caused more than 40,000 new chunks of debris with diameters larger than 1 centimeter, significantly increasing the total amount of debris in orbit. In February 2018, China tested an exo-atmospheric ballistic missile named Dongnan-3, which has the potential to be used as an ASAT weapon targeting satellites in geostationary Earth orbit. This test demonstrated China's capability to target satellites in lower and upper Earth orbit, raising concerns globally about space security and debris mitigation. In recent history, India's Defense Research and Development Organization, in short DRDO, a research arm of the Indian Defense Services, developed the ASAT system. In February 2010, the Director General of DRDO announced that India had acquired all necessary components to integrate an anti-satellite weapon capable of neutralizing satellites in low Earth and polar orbits. By April 2012, India had acquired critical technologies for its ASAT program, including radars and interceptors developed under the Indian Ballistic Missile Defense Program. The ASAT program was officially sanctioned in 2017, and within 2 years, in March 2019, India successfully conducted an ASAT test known as Mission Shakti. The interceptor targeted and destroyed a test satellite at 300 km, which is 186 miles in low Earth orbit, marking India's first successful ASAT missile test. Test intentionally occurred at a low altitude to ensure that any resulting debris would naturally decay and fall back to Earth within a few weeks. Overall, the test involved destroying a live satellites in low Earth orbit, demonstrating India's capability to safeguard its space assets and bolster its strategic defense posture. This achievement positioned India as the fourth country after the United States, Russia, and China to possess such ASAT capabilities. In conclusion, the increasing proliferation of ASAT weapons and the potential for space debris accumulation present severe risk to global satellite operations, affecting everything from military communications to public infrastructure and global economic stability. These developments emphasize the strategic significance of space control and support efforts to manage ASAT capabilities through international treaties and agreements. In November 2022, a UN working group issued a resolution urging countries to ban destructive anti-satellite missile tests, reflecting a growing international consensus despite its non-binding status. By fostering cooperation and setting clear guidelines, the international community can harness the potential of ASAT technologies while safeguarding the peaceful and sustainable future of space exploration for generations to come. And with that, another edition of AirPra content comes to an end. For more details, do not forget to check airpra.com today and every day, and please do not hesitate to like and subscribe to the channel. Until then, see you back in a few days with more interesting content, okay? Bye-bye.